What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. We're also going to get into some altcoins as well. What I want to do here, guys, is just kind of break it down for you on the 1 day time frame. We may get into some shorter term time frames, but for the most part, I just wanted to really look at the 1 day time frame and step back and really take a look at this. And also, guys, if you get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really helps the channel out. Let me know what you guys are doing today, and we'll get into this. So first of all, guys, whenever you're looking at Bitcoin, you have to pay attention to the SPY and the Nasdaq in particular. And if we take a look at the Nasdaq here on the 1 day time frame, what you can see is we're in a clear downtrend. We're trading below our 200-day moving average. We're below our 30 moving average, our 50. What you see is this huge drop to the downside, guys. Now, I would still anticipate some type of relief rally at some point, a little bit higher to test some higher levels. If we throw on our VPVR here, you know, it could possibly be back to about 160 or so. But, you know, guys, this has been tough. This has been a clear downtrend here. This has been a lot of power to the downside here on heavier volume. So we have to be careful. Bitcoin's still young. It's looked at as a risk-on asset. So we always have to pay attention to the Nasdaq. And until we find a local bottom in the Nasdaq, anything can happen with Bitcoin. So you have to be aware of that. And what we need to hold here is roughly going to be about $141. So really watch that 141. If we do make a nice move to the upside there, we'd look to try to get back to around that 160. We have gapped away pretty far from the moving averages, so sometimes we'll get that reversion to the mean. But right now, guys, we've really got slammed hard to the downside, been a straight shot. So just be careful in these areas. And you know, a lot of people really get chewed up because they don't realize that market conditions have changed. And if you take a look at the Nasdaq here, guys, this entire bull run here, we were up above this 200-day moving average, and now we're trading below it. So as a technician, you have to look at that. You have to pay attention to that. So if you are trading something in the shorter term, a bounce or whatnot, you have to realize that you're going against the tide, against the trend, and you have to get out on a bounce, because we could just go up here and set another lower high before we go lower down into the range of 130 or so. So really pay attention to that. Now switching back to Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin is in a clear downtrend right now. All right, so if you're taking longs down in here, you're fighting the trend. Be aware of that. Right now, we're trading below our 200-day moving average, which is starting to curl to the downside. Trading below our 30 moving average, which is going to be in purple. And in red, we're trading below our 50 moving average. So say we do find an area here, guys. So we got down to about $25,000. We bounced up high of the bounce. If we can set a higher low, we would then want to try to get a higher high. And we'd look to try to get over $31,500 is going to be an area. Then another big area of concern would be up here around that $38,000 range. So say, guys, we get something like this. Okay, so we find that bottom, we come up here. That could still be an area, and it's also going to correlate with this downtrend line. So just watch that. If you're playing bounces now, guys, it's getting in quick and then getting out quick with your profit because you're playing counter trend. Now, if you're just dollar cost averaging and you're a longer-term investor, that's something completely different, and keep doing what you're doing, guys. These are attractive levels. But for me, who's a swing trader, this is a tough spot to say I for sure want to go in right now. You know, what I do find nice is that we did have some climax volume really heavy right here to the downside, and sometimes that can mark tops and bottoms. And you can see we had like a really long leg doji down in this range, so a lot of fight between the bulls and the bears, but we're starting to roll over a little bit again here. So say we had this candle close where we're at now, that would be a bearish engulfing candle, and that's not a good sign. That shows we may go down a little bit lower. We're still gonna have to wait for the close today. But guys, always be aware of the trend, right? If we step back here, look at this entire bull market here. We're trading up above this 200-day moving average in white, and now we're trading below it and it's starting to curl down upon us. So we really need some good news. We need volume to come in, something to help us out, a catalyst to get us out of this downtrend. Because until we break out of this trend line here, we are going to be in a downtrend. And you have to realize that. Okay, it's not the most popular thing to say, but it is what it is. Next thing here, we're going to take a look at Ethereum. Guys, if you're here for ETH, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, just put ETH down low. And what you can see for Ethereum, same deal, guys. Still in a downtrend, trading below all of our moving averages. We need to end up holding about $1,700 is going to be the area overhead resistance. We got to get up above 2,167. If we do get a nice bounce, we potentially could have resistance there also at about $2,600 is going to be the area. Same deal, had some heavy climax volume. When we had some heavy volume back here last time, we got a nice little bounce to the upside, and that was roughly almost a 50% bounce. So if we got something similar to that, we go up 50%, that could take us up to around $2,600 if we get a similar bounce to what we've had before. But guys, just remember that if you're swing trading or whatnot, you're going counter trend right now. We're in the downtrend. We have to be aware of that. Next one we're going to take a look at is ADA. Let me know if you're an ADA fan, guys. If you've been accumulating down at these areas, what you've been doing with ADA, I'd love to hear it. So our point of control, when we're really stepping back, taking a look at this here, this is going to be at about 134. Is going to be a huge area for us. And then we're just going to work our way down of overhead resistance areas, guys. We still need to get over top of 88 cents. We'd look at even around 61 cents. Those are going to be the overhead resistance areas, still trading below all of our moving averages as well. Right now on the daily time frame, we're trading within this wedge. In terms of support, we got to hold about 38 cents. And it's amazing that we've went down to 38 cents, guys. I mean, take a look at this chart. And this is the importance. This is why I'm always going to preach taking your profits. When you see something going straight up, guys, it may continue a little bit longer going up, but whenever you see something go straight up, it's going to come back down. Straight up, down. And the reason for that is because there was no support that was really built. And that's why you don't want to see things go straight up. You want to see that stair-step pattern. Okay, so Cardano here has a lot of work to do. I mean, a lot of people would never have imagined, I mean, you can see its first cycle here, that we would have went all the way back to half of the first cycle. That's how extreme markets can get. So when people tell you, you know, my coin's going to go on forever and ever, that's why I'm really not a long-term holder. Because, guys, look at Terra Luna. Look at the example of that. Anything can happen any day. We're in a volatile world, so just be careful out there. That's the main thing, guys. That's going to be ADA. Watch those areas. If we take a look next, we're going to get into Litecoin. Then we'll do Luna quick. So for Litecoin, guys, main area stepping back here, just really looking at this. Probably say around that $50 needs to hold for us. It's going to be a main area point of control right there. May have some buying around that $57 to $55. And then there's buying around $44 to $40. But you can see yet again how extreme these get, guys. When you see something go straight up, take your profit, man. I promise you. You will not be upset with it. Trail a stop loss up. When those higher lows are broken, get out. And then look for, you know, another level when it gets extended to the downside, and you can get so many more. But in terms of overhead resistance, we need to get up above about $73 is going to be the main area. We're trading below our 30, our 50, our 200. Just a penetrating downtrend here, guys. So we did have a long wick down here, so maybe that can be kind of that climax bottom, but we have a ton of work to do to dig our way out of this right now. So still just be safe out there. That's the main thing. Watch these areas for Litecoin. Relative strength right now is at 29. And then we'll take a look at Luna. See what we got here. Guys, last video we did for Luna, I was telling you it was around $2. I didn't think, you know, you should probably go in because things can get really extreme to the downside. And this is what happens right here. I mean, there's people who are probably going in at $1 and they got crushed because we're under a penny now. So you always have to be careful when you have these fundamental things going on. And what I would suggest to you guys, just a lottery play that I did, once we got under a penny, I bought $50 worth and got, I forget what it was, guys, 250,000 Luna or something like that, that I'm just going to hold in case they ever come back. If they don't come back, then it doesn't matter at all. I mean, it's $50, not a big deal. But if it does come back even to 10 cents or 5 cents or anything like that, couldn't be it'd be a nice little opportunity. So I just kind of look at that as a lottery play. That's just something I'm doing for fun. I'm just going to hold them. If they ever do come back and make a comeback, then it'd be amazing. But I don't really expect that to happen. But whenever you're looking at this, you know, black dirt breakdown here, as the chart guys would say, you got to stay out of the way because relative strength, those things don't really matter anymore. And guys, this is a learning lesson for me as well, that anything in this space can collapse at any time. I've been in this space for 5.5 years, and I've never seen anything like this from a top coin. So just always be careful out there, guys. You know, if you're going to do something like this, do a lottery play. Don't put much in, and then just kind of sit on them and see if something happens. But I want to bring this to you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Take care.